Peace. This is Wise for Wise Words Media, and say it ain't so. Oh no, not my man Tank Davis. So Gervonta Tank Davis announced that he's got two big fights that he's eyeing down the road. That's the Shakur Stevenson fight and the Devin Haney showdown. These two big fights are what he said will be the end of his career. Once he, in his words, once he gets them out of there, he said he's done and he's gonna retire. So honestly, I don't feel, not saying that he's lying, but that's how he may feel now at the moment. But we've seen this story, we've seen this episode play out many a times where a guy that's young and in his prime states that he's gonna retire, but they're too young, too great, and they get that itch. You know, they get that itch to come back. Floyd Mayweather, after the Ricky Hatton fight, he was even emotional after the fight because he was really sincere about retiring. But 2 years later, he got the itch. He came back, rest is history. Oscar De La Hoya was another one that said he wanted to retire young. Didn't happen. You had Roy Jones said he wanted to retire young. Just didn't happen. A lot of these fighters, when they're too young and too great, they get that itch because they know they can still contribute to the sport and they can still make history. They can add on history. So I can see Tank maybe taking a break, but there's big fights. There's gonna be big fights always coming up, and I don't see him retiring just like that. You know, we got the Fantastic Four, so he's calling out two of the Fantastic Four. And no, I know false media done told y'all that the Fantastic Four consist of Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, and Teofimo Lopez. Like, that's false media's Fantastic Four. For me, I gotta say, my Fantastic Four, True Media's Fantastic Four, is slightly different. For True Media, my media, Fantastic Four consists of Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, and Teofimo Lopez. There is no Ryan Garcia in the Fantastic Four. Ryan Garcia is just a popular guy. He's a draw on social media, but he's not even a draw in boxing. The last fight that Ryan Garcia had, the tickets were $26. $26 to get in. You can't even find parking at Barclays Center for $26 for a Gervonta Davis fight. So he's not an attraction in the boxing world. He's an attraction in the social media world. In the boxing world, guys that have actually tested their abilities and have become successful and victorious and even gone on to make history, like Devin Haney, are guys like the aforementioned Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, and Teofimo Lopez. They've tested greatness and got it done. So that's the Fantastic Four. Notice Gervonta never said anything about Teofimo Lopez, but that's a fight that he's been wanting for a while because Teofimo's signature is the backflip, and Tank Davis, a couple fights ago, he got on the top rope and backflip. So that was he was bucking a shot. He was booming Teofimo Lopez. Like, yo, yeah, I did that. And what? So he wanted to smoke with Teofimo. So I see that's another fight that's gonna happen. So there's still some stuff that Tank is gonna accomplish. He's gonna have the itch to continue fighting. And we're gonna see. I don't I wouldn't put my money on Tank retiring because he's too young, too great. He's boxing's biggest pay-per-view star. It's not Canelo. It's Tank Davis. And I think he's going to realize that he's still got a lot to offer. And he's going to stay. He's not going nowhere. But yeah, on the subject of Tank, what we have right now at the present time when it comes to Tank Davis are two fights that are going to be big fights. Big fights. You have the fight with Hector Garcia, the Dominican fighter who pulled a huge upset against Chris Colbert. He's a really good boxer. You got that fight coming January 7th. Then you got the big attraction fight between Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. And it's a big attraction fight because, again, Ryan Garcia is an attraction. He gets all the social media people, the casuals, to watch boxing or to at least talk about boxing because, you know, people ain't even showing up in his hometown in California. People ain't even showing up at his fights. Again, they're selling his tickets for $26. So, you know, if he did less talking and more fighting, because he has the ability, he has the speed, you know, and his speed is blinding to the point where on social media, you know, you got to slow down frames to see that those punches land, that knock people down. So the ability is there. It's just the heart is not. The desire is not. And he'd rather be on social media than be in the ring. So until he switches that up, then we could probably have a Fab Five and include Ryan in there. But he hasn't been doing much of anything. So I see Tank Davis getting him out of there easily. But the harder fight, as I've told y'all before, is going to be the Hector Garcia fight. That fight, I'm actually way more interested in that fight than the Ryan Garcia fight. So that's it for now. I'm Wise Words Media. Peace.